Let's get into this video. Hey, what's up? My name's JC. I am Wrong Strong. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss no videos, no shenanigans. If you're part of my crew, mi raza, mi familia, you already know, guys. Súbanse a la Suburban. Let's take a ride down memory lane. I'm gonna be selfish. People been asking me to share a little bit more about my story, so I'm gonna share my first week that I got to Phoenix. When I drove down to Phoenix, I brought down with me 2 trucks, a Harley Davidson pickup truck that I had bought off of Cato, and a Escalade Pearl White, a 500 Mercedes, and my Hayabusa motorcycle. I brought all my jewelry with me and all my winter clothes. I don't know why. I didn't know Phoenix, you know, it was the middle of the winter in Chicago, so I just figured I would bring out my winter clothes with me, because I only packed 2 bags and threw them in the back of the Harley and just drove. It took me about 2 weeks to get here because I stopped everywhere and everywhere. I even got a speeding ticket on my way here. But I get to Phoenix, right? And I stop at the Sheraton Hotel on the I-17 in Dunlap and get the suite on top. So, you know, when I get to Phoenix, I didn't realize how there's a strip club on every corner here. A strip club, a massage parlor, and that's not, that's like the thing to do out here in Phoenix. Like, people actually, when they go out, they go to strip clubs out here. They go, you know, that's where they party at. And in Chicago, that was like, it's not really a thing to do. Over there we go to clubs, you know, the Crowbar, Mad Dogs, the Warehouse. You went to clubs to party. It was different. So, you know, I get here, I get to the hotel and I check in and everything, and there's literally a club right down the street, you know, on Indian School. So I start going there a lot. And you know, it's crazy because, would you believe me that I came down here with 190K and I was broke in 6 months. In 6 months I was broke because I was used to spending money in ways that I was making it in Chicago, and I wasn't making nothing here. But I ended up moving out here. You know, Cato convinced me to move out here. A lot of things were going really bad for me in Chicago. People were trying to kill me. People were waiting for me by my house. I was staying at random hotels here and there. And I just got tired of just ducking and weaving bullets all day long, you know. And I figured, you know, Arizona would be a new start for me. DMX had a house out here. So, you know, Cato was like, just move out there, promote my music, and, you know, look out for K, and you know, make sure D's good, and just promote Dinero Records, you know. And I said, fuck it, you know. I left. He gave me a box of CDs, a box of T-shirts. Right around that time, you know, Dinero Records had a song on Cradle to the Grave soundtrack. So it was moving, you know, it was moving. Things were moving for Dinero Records. So I was like, fuck it, you know. That's one of the reasons why I really didn't want to leave Chicago, because I wanted to grow with it. You know, we were getting invited to video shoots and doing stuff, and I wanted to grow with it. But I had to do what I had to do for me to stay alive. And K was like, you know, that's the best option, man. You know, I had just beat that gun case. It was the right thing to do. And, you know, to this day, now that I think about it, you know, I owe him my life, because if I would have never left Chicago, who knows if I would have still been alive. So I get to Arizona, man, and I wasn't used to the environment down here. I wasn't used to the strip clubs. I wasn't used to the massage parlors. So I'm already like, in that time, I'm very, very sick in the head with like sex. So, you know, the more you spend at strip clubs, you know, the more you sleep around with the strippers and all that stuff. And same thing with, you know, massage parlors. You know, it's all, you know, it's true. It's like Phoenix is the Wild Wild West. You know, you think about those old movies where these cowboys ride in and there's, you know, prostitutes, hookers, and alcohol and shit. That is, you know, that is still the lifestyle to this day, and it's just in a more modern time. There's a strip club on every corner, and man, I started going to every single one of them. I would even drive out to like Chandler, to Sonny's. I would drive all the way to north to Blitz, and I would be at all the strip clubs, and it was like crazy because, you know, I spent $190K in 6 months, and it was just non-stop partying, doing drugs, and you know, this is what led to me getting robbed in Phoenix my first week here. So, you know, I'm looking around, and you know, I wanted to go to a nightclub. So I started, you know, asking, you know, what nightclubs are popular down here, who goes where, blah blah blah. So one of the strippers tells me, you know, Jackson's on First is a very popular nightclub. So, you know, I get ready that morning. I actually took all my clothes to the cleaners, got them pressed, everything, and here I am showing up by myself to a nightclub where a city that I'm a visitor, I'm a stranger, you know, I'm trespassing, and I show up to this nightclub. I got my big ass diamond earrings on, I got my big ass chain on, my Movado watch, I got a chinchilla coat that for some stupid reason I wore that night. It was hot as fuck. Even though it was cold in Phoenix, I was like sweating my fucking balls off wearing this fucking jacket. So, you know, I was a fucking target to begin with. So I walk into the club, you know, and I start dancing with this girl that started talking to me at the bar because I was just chilling by myself. She starts talking to me, so I start dancing with her, you know, pretty much the whole fucking night. So I asked her, I was like, hey, can you get me some, you know, some, you know, coffees? Can you wake me up? And she's like, yeah, I know somebody, blah, blah. I was like, all right, cool. So I was like, you want to get out of here? So in my head, I'm thinking we're going to go get some, you know, some coffee, take her back to my room, you know, I'll bang her, blah, blah, blah. So she takes me down I didn't know at the time the street, but it's Central. She takes me down Central, and I start to see nothing but like warehouse. So I start to get a little like nervous because I'm like, well, you know, where is she taking me? And I'm like, yo, is everything cool? And she's like, yeah, just turn right here. And I should have known better, man. But, you know, like I was saying in my last videos, you snooze, you lose. And I pulled into a street. And sure enough, man, I rolled down my window, and she had a dude waiting already with a gun. He pulls me out of the truck, man, and he was like serious. I could tell that he was like on some drugs or you know, and let me explain something to you guys. Like, crystal meth to me was brand new. I hadn't even heard about it until I got to Phoenix, but that's a whole different video. This guy was on, you know, that shit because of the way he looked, everything. And he pulls me out of the truck, and he robs me. He tells me to empty out my pockets. So I empty out my pockets. I had about 1,200 on me. He makes me take all my jewelry off, my earrings, my chain, my watch. I take everything off, and he's like, I can see in his eyes, like he wants to fucking kill me. And I'm like, dude, it's not that serious. You can have all this, you know, take the truck, everything. And he was like putting the gun on my head, and he's like, I'll fucking kill you. And I was like, dude, it's not. I just put my head down, and I was like, it's not that serious. It's not that serious, dude. Just, you know, take whatever you want. Stupid motherfucker. My coat was worth more than the money I had on, my jewelry, but he didn't take my coat for some reason, or he didn't know what my coat was. He made me take my pants off. I'll never forget that fucking day because I had red Timberlands on. And he left me in my boxers. So I tied my coat around. They take off in my truck with everything. I just start walking down Central, like trying to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do or where I'm at. Because I still was not familiar with the streets in Phoenix. When I first got to Phoenix, I would get lost a lot because I didn't know the difference between avenues and streets. You know, I didn't understand how they went down and up. So, you know, it was my first week here, so I just start walking down Central. This cop passes me up, turns around, comes back my way, stops, tells me what's going on. I'm like, I just got robbed, so like, you know, I'm just trying to figure out how to get back to my hotel. I don't know where I'm at. So they take me into that police station. I had to file a report. They give me a ride back to the hotel, and I'm a little nervous because like in the truck, my hotel key was there, everything was there, so I made a phone call, and those are those phone calls that you don't make unless you really need to make that fucking phone call. You know, 3 days later, a couple of the guys fly in from Chicago, a couple of the guys fly in from Nogales, and you know, we find my truck parked close to was Castles and Coasters. There's some apartments right there. There used to be a 24-hour fitness right there, and I forgot what it was before. I think Best Buy or something, because we're going way back. And my truck's parked right there intact. Everything's good on it. Rims, I thought the rims are gonna be gone. I thought it, you know, so I had the extra key, so we jump in the truck, everything's good. Boom, I take all the guys back to the hotel. We're chilling. They're making phone calls, you know, I guess contacting people here and stuff like that. And we actually end up finding the girl. And you know, I was more hurt than anything because, like, I guess you could say I trusted her. And you know, when we found her, she was like terrified, and I was like, yo, chill, like I didn't even like that. Like in my brain, I'm already thinking like street, and like how can I use this to my benefit? Like how can I use her to connect me to the streets here, so that way I can start doing my thing again, like in Chicago. So I was like, yo, you still got my jewelry? And she still had my jewelry and my rings and like my earrings and you know, everything. And she was like, the money, he spent it. But I guess it was like her cousin, the dude that was all high on shit. She was high on shit, and I was like, no, I just want my stuff back. That's it, point blank. And I actually ended up staying in contact with her because she actually became an asset for me. Like I said, she had the connections to the streets and the people on the lower end that I needed to, you know, get everything off the floor. And, you know, that was my first experience in Phoenix. It wasn't a good one, but it later on turned into something better. And it just, you know, it's my criminal mind, criminal thinking, or whatever you want to call it, man. You know, I just had to adjust to the times, to the city. Phoenix, you know, a lot of people don't realize Phoenix is a ruthless ass city. You know, #1 in America for kicking in doors, home invasions. They robbed the dope man down here like nothing. I mean, you name it. Heavy cartel presence from all three. I mean, it is a ruthless city, but people don't realize it because you don't see it on the news. You don't see, you know, they don't advertise it, but don't fuck with Phoenix, man. You better know somebody if you're coming down here and trying to open up shop. So that's my story. I hope you enjoy it. My name's JC. I am Wrong the Strong. By the way, I was shitting in my pants when they had that gun to my head. It is what it is. Sometimes you have to go through phases in your life to actually want to change. And you know, all those phases that I went through my life created who I am today. So stay your ass out of prison. Don't sell drugs. Don't do drugs. Stay free. Stay in school. I love you guys. I'll check you guys on the rebound.